Say that I want to thank everybody for their prayers that they rendered me for yesterday, because I was really in a thick chokehold of just merciless harassment from the spiritual plane, from these evil, dark, what they call roach attachments. Basically, what Barbara Reinas and David Reinas do is, see, I'm going to show you this right now. Around your crown chakra are chains that ties you to the roach realm. I mean, not to the roach realm, but to the spirit realm. And they're meant to close your crown chakra and all of that, keep you connected to ancestors. So what happens is that they put roach attachments in you that's designed to lower you, not just your vibration, but literally lower your crown chakra in the astral plane to the level of the roach realm. Hey man, which is way down there. It's a very highly technical curse. It's not something that can be solved with sage and salt water. You can't do that with this curse. With that being said, the way it works is they surround you with parasitic roach entities, one of which is code named around me Rosie the Roach Queen. She looks like this. And what they do is they surround you. Well, first they put entity attachments in you, roach attachments they call them, that's designed to drain you of your spiritual abilities, powers, whatever it is. They use their mind to send these entities to you, and these entities live in their mind. It's highly compartmentalized within the minds of David Reinas and Barbara Reinas, these entities. And they dispatch them at any time. Another guy that participates in it is Michael O'Terrence. So what they do is, once they dispatch these entities to you, if they know they cannot kill you, what they do is, like they're doing with me, they energy harvest off of you. What will happen is they will use these entities to attack and intimidate you every time you try to rise above by fucking with your perception, your consciousness, in order to keep you stuck. And that's exactly what I'm dealing with. And they use perception against you. What they do is they put roach attachments that's designed to possess you via consciousness. Their consciousness is as strong as yours, so it's designed to possess you. How you doing, man? And take you over. So what happens is that the minute you try to focus on something within you, like let's say for instance today I was focusing on my perception. I felt like my perception was gone. The minute I did that, or like when you focus on your third eye or something, them things will snatch your third eye. They're tied to your perception. It's a horrible fucking curse you can put on anybody. And you can literally feel them touching you and stealing your shit in the astral plane. And they literally put these entity attachments on you that's designed to cultivate shit off of you. Like just now I felt something, you know, steal what they call a timeline off of my crown chakra area. What they do is they get these entities that surround you. First off, they fuck with your intuition and your perception to the point where it's almost gone and you don't trust it anymore. So you hear these gossiping entities that will use your listening against you, that will get into your head every time you listen to them. They tell the truth, but it's designed to build an energetic wall, an energetic bridge between you and them that's designed to allow them to be able to get into your head and possess you and feed off of you. You know, like last night, for instance, you know, an ancestor that had been helping me out got trapped in the spiritual plane. His name is Hamish. Very, very nice guy. As a matter of fact, he was taken by a young woman by the name of Rosie, who took over my body on August 22nd, 2022. You know, timeline theft as well as body harvesting is something that's very, very real. And placed him along with Baron's family of that timeline. The other Baron's families are nice in different timelines, to be in charge of keeping me from getting back into my body. But anyways, the way this curse works is they fucking with my mind right now as I talk. You can probably hear these things if you're extremely psychic. They put entity attachments in you that's designed to do all sorts of things. That's designed to make you feel them more, to allow them to be able to attack you. Like I said, it's not a very simple curse to break. That's designed to steal shit off of you. Put entity attachments on you every time you try to rise. You know, they're fucking with my shit to the point where I totally forgot what I was about to say. Something very important. Like early this morning, all right, I was sitting in my van, so I could hear these entities gossiping and talking. And so the minute I just started thinking about my third eye, next thing I know, these things are like, go and get her third eye. It's a curse of the consciousness. It's like you can't even think inside of your own mind anymore. That's how dangerous and sadistic this curse of the Roach realm is. The Roach realm is a realm that's got to go. It's an evil, sadistic fucking realm that's worse than any other fucking realm out there. It's worse than the shadow people realm. It's worse and far more nefarious than, than the demonic realm, because roaches never give up on going after you, and they hate human beings for stepping on them. They have to be annihilated. That realm has got to fucking go. Now, with that being said, this is how you defeat it. If you're not as compromised as I am, I'm extremely fucking compromised. What you do is, I'm going to tell you the energy signatures. They're going to try to mask it, but people who are extremely psychic can find them, of the Reinas. Barbara Reina has a death energy signature. It's a whitish death energy signature. It's like, it's kind of mellow, it's kind of pretty and fruity and all that shit, but it's death. David Reina has a yellowish death energy signature. Their two kids have a pale yellowish death energy signature. The thing that gets me about the Reinas is they don't mind attacking your family, but don't you dare attack theirs. Don't you dare go after their kids or their ancestors. They have a major problem with that. They've tortured my dad and my mom, in one instance, creating entity attachments in them in numerous timelines. And in one timeline, Michael O'Terrence is actually helping Rosie, the timeline where she stole my body. He's helping to protect her in one of those timelines. And I woke the shit out of him one night, man. I was having fun woking his ass. To really fuck with you, what they do is they use the energy signatures of various entities in their imagination to attack you. Like let's say for instance, they'll dispatch Baron Samedi. Baron Samedi has like a pale bluish kind of like energy signature. I don't know if it's just, you know, your imagination or you picking up on shit, but they'll do something like dispatch entities to fuck with you by using their energy signature. Attack their mind. Take those entities out of their fucking mind. Put entity attachments in them that's designed to keep them from thinking, period. From creating entity attachments. You can put swords, you can put hammers, all sorts of things in their heads. Because this is an extremely evil and sadistic fucking curse. Like I said, I've had shadow people, I've had Grim Reapers come after my ass. They ain't shit to dispatch. Roaches are fucking evil. That whole realm needs to be motherfucking annihilated off the planet. Out the astral realm. They need to have blocks and barriers put in place so that nobody can use them to put on people, because that's an extremely horrible ass fucking curse. They'll get you to do things that you don't want to do and then turn around and blame you for it. Like there was one time where they had somebody teasing me on the PCH, and I knew that they encouraged that person to do that. And they tried to get me to woke them. Then the minute I thought about it, they say, "Don't do that, that's your fault, it's your fault." They thrive off of making you do things and then making you regret it. They feed off of misery. That's why we people, humans, kill roaches in the physical plane, because they're evil. Roaches are evil. What you saw in Men in Black, that's how a lot of them fucking look. They're evil and sadistic, predatory motherfuckers who keep humans in all sorts of torturous ass fucking just places in the astral plane, in their realm. Another way they get you, and this is really how they chide you, is they'll tell you that your ancestors are being held in the roach realm, that they might have been turned into roaches or something. See, within all of us exist soul pieces of our ancestors and family, all right? And they're connected to our real ancestors. So what they'll do is to keep you playing their game and to keep you invested in them. See, they like to play mind games. What they'll do is they'll tell you, "Oh, your ancestor being held in the roach realm, so don't you break free." Y'all see how sinister that shit is. And then turn around and show you images of them being held hostage. They'll fuck with your third eye and your crown chakra if they can. That's how deep, I hate to say it, unfortunately, the possession is with me. Ignore that. You can use the power of imagination. Everything's within you to pull that shit right back out, especially if you've been as thoroughly compromised as myself. I mean, when I was woke in the Reinas that time, I could literally feel timelines where I got my spiritual DNA, where I got my physical attributes. You know, they'll steal the attributes off of your physical body. They'll steal all of that off. You know, like one night, I actually felt them take my lips and put it on Barbarena. And these things stay attached to cords. See, they cannot get your shit unless you sign a soul contract. So just like with roaches and their tenacity, you're forever connected to these fucking people. You know, and that they have cords that's designed to allow them to be able to wear your features, have your spiritual abilities that links you to them. All you need to do is just woke that shit right back. And you forever be fighting these motherfuckers. the last legs of dealing with these son of a bitches, man, because I'm tired of it. The way they work is, aside from playing mind games, which is what they're really, really good at, they do something where they get into your perception, modify it, compromise it, to where you can only rely upon them for perception and for spiritual guidance, which is really fucked up because you're relying on the enemy at that point. Yeah, they're fucking with me right now. I can feel something coming in on the left side of my eye. You know, it's funny. These Roach spirits even told me that when they made an agreement with them and David Reinas, they told him he can't grow any more consciousness, sis. So they got something going on within their minds to where they can't, the Roach realm takes them over. Not saying that they're a victim. This motherfucker's very predatory. He's evil. Very, very evil and sadistic. I was told that his original soul consciousness was a child, a sadistic child. You know, I can hear these things in the astral plane talking right now, conspiring against me, telling David Reinas exactly what I'm saying. You know, for some strange reason, I'm tuned into their realm and I don't know how to break free of that. And I've really been trying. And when you are able to break free, like, you know, put a head covering over you, they're still able to penetrate that. You know, that's why I'm saying this is an extremely violent, sadistic curse that I almost don't wish on anybody. You know, you feel something else taking over your consciousness, and it's just, you know, it's you know, it's not, I mean, especially if you're an empath, it's very, very hard to break free of a curse like this, because it's like you have to feel what other people are feeling to be able to do your job, to be able to do what you need to do. And you can't do that with the curse of the Roach realm. You can't feel what these motherfuckers are feeling. Because that's how the enemy gets inside of you. Like I say, it's an extremely sadistic fucking curse. And it's not a curse like any other. Keep hearing these things talk about they're gonna put a new consciousness in me, so that, I mean, it's fucked up. It's like you can't have peace of mind anymore. That's why I'm saying it's an extremely sadistic fucking curse. And these things will act like they're your friends when they're actually, in fact, your enemies. The most dangerous is that they connect to you just by you thinking about it. That's what makes it even worse, far worse. The minute you just think about something, that's in the stage where you're extremely compromised, like I am. They push shit on you. Man, that killed me, what they did to ancestor Hamish. They them and their insanity from that original timeline turned him into an entity attachment. in order to defeat it, know your enemy's energy signature and attack it from there. Even if they change it, there's ways to be able to vet out what their energy signature is. The curse of the Roach Rim is a very real curse. And it's not something that should be taken lightly. It's a curse that involves manipulation of consciousness. It's more than just entity attachments being placed in you. Curse of perception, of intuition. Yesterday I almost got taken over by them 2 roach attachments that I for the longest could not figure out how to get rid of. But I figured it out. It's more than just devouring your consciousness and becoming it. It's a lot more egregious than that. And I've been battling this curse for like 17 fucking months, and every time I think that I'm out the fucking clear, next thing I know, I'm right back in it. With that being said, I have to find the ultimate way to get out of this fucking curse. And I really don't know. And please help other people out who have this curse on them, man, because this is a horrible, sick, insidious fucking curse. It's a curse that takes over your mind, your consciousness. You can never have peace of mind anymore. With this curse, it's like you have to be ultra conscious of everything you do within you and outside of you. You can no longer have your own thought processes anymore. You can no longer have your own I feel the minute I just thought about my crown chakra and thought about something, they're fucking with it. That's how fucked up this curse is. You have to be careful of your thoughts, your every action within you. You can't think about the people you love anymore. You can't think about stuff that makes you have fun anymore. The way in which these things were able to get inside me was through the pineal gland. The minute I just say that, I can feel something trying to get in there already. See, we all have entities inside of us that work to energetically build our energy body, our soul. These things already got into my soul. I'm not going to lie to you. A couple of occasions I had to fight them out. And with that being said, I can feel like an opening in my soul, starting right now, man. It's scary. It's scary. It's very scary. These things are creating openings in my energy body that's designed to compromise my soul. I can feel it. The minute I mention it, I can feel it. And I can feel something attached to me right now trying to talk into my fucking ears. One of their astral parasites. It's, like I said, you can never have peace of mind with this. That's why it's such a horrible curse. They're trying to divert me from saying what I need to say. And trying to get me to forget what I needed to say. What they do is they attach something like this to your pineal gland, which is your connection to the spirit world, and then allow these things to be able to take you over from there. Early this morning, I had an evil sadistic entity. This is another thing too that's horrible about this curse. They insert entity attachments into your bloodline by either taking over the soul pieces of your ancestors or the actual soul of your ancestor. Like for instance, in the original timeline I had, they sacrificed my poor dad into pallet numbering. That is palette number. So by virtue of that, due to that, he gets inserted into my bloodline. Same thing with an entity attachment called Eden. There's this very sinister, sadistic entity that got inserted into my bloodline that's supposed to be related to me. At first, they took a soul piece of my consciousness, a part of my consciousness, and turned it into her. It's a very complicated curse. And then in another instance, they turned my mother in one of my timelines into her. Either a soul piece or her actual self, her actual soul. They've killed my mother in numerous timelines, as well as my brother Kristen and Carrie. And they put these entities into your bloodline that's designed to stay attached to you. Like early this morning, I was able to get my spiritual DNA back to the way it was. I was told that Baron Samedi took his side of the bloodline with his powers out, my ancestors, he took them out. So I was able to get it back in. For some strange reason, these things can see exactly what I'm doing, man. That's the scary thing about this curse. I hear from these entities in which they talk about Barbara and David Reinas being able to see what I can see. It's through an entity attachment in the back of your mind right here. They don't like me telling all the secrets of the Roach realm, but I don't mind telling people, so people could defeat if they ever come across this curse. Anyways, with that being said, when I cleansed my spiritual DNA, I feel I'm trying to take out something right now. And then put entity attachments on it. That's another thing too. They do something where they can make you literally feel what's going on inside your body. Like I said before, we have entities that work in our energy bodies all the time, that build things, make things happen. And we shouldn't have to feel what they're doing. But they use entity attachments to put you, and they've used so many of them with me, to put you at a level. Then they trick you too. They'll show you, oh, that's your spirit guides and all of that. Put you at a level where you can feel these things. And you have to use energy signatures to call that shit back. But anyways, the way it works is, I hate these fucking things, man. These things are so fucking sinister. I totally forgot what I was about to say. As I said before, when I cleansed my spiritual DNA, early this morning, when I was trying when I was trying to, I did something where I fucked up with my connection to my ancestors via my third eye. I can feel this entity called Pilot Numbre try to put an entity attachment upon my third eye. They also placed an entity attachment on my crown chakra, which I removed early this morning, that was designed to get me closer to being out of body so that they could take my soul to their hell realm in the Roach realm. They'll literally put entities inside of you that's designed to be your ally when really that's your foe. Like I said before, it's a curse of the consciousness. They use their higher selves, entity attachments that they created. Like here's David Reinas right here. and the other one is Barbara. They got rid of their real higher selves a long time ago. You know, Barbara's is actually very, very nice. Very, very nice. Her higher self is very, very nice. Her real higher self. They'll literally create entity attachments that's designed to compromise you. And they do it when you're most desperate. Like I say, the curse of the Roach realm is a curse of your consciousness, and it's one of the worst curses you could ever put on a fucking person. It's a nightmare, having to live with this shit. And this is exactly what I've been living with for months on end. He even tried to lower the chains around my crown chakra back into the Roach realm. Like I said, I don't know how to get these things from around me. I don't know how to disconnect myself from them. It's like, as the days go by, I get closer to defeating the curse, but not close enough. It's a very dangerous curse that drives people crazy. It's more than just hearing voices. Like I said before, all shadow people do is just grab at you and do what they do. But they're not really fully conscious like these things are. They don't trick your mind up. They don't get into your energy body and take over your perception and take over your intuition like these things do. That's how nefarious this curse is. That's why I got dark circles under my eyes, because of possession. That's a result of possession of your consciousness. You know, in some of my earlier videos, my eyes were fucking black. That being said, the only way you can overcome the curse of the Roach realm is to start fucking with their consciousness. Know their energy signature and take their consciousness out of them. And you have to go after the original entity, not just the entity attachment, to do this. That's going to make you dangerous to them, because that takes away their power. They create entity attachments of themselves through their consciousness by using energy signatures. Like I said, it's an extremely technical curse that can't be solved with salt water and sage. That is not going to work with this. It's going to work for like maybe palate numbering and some of the Roach entities that don't like positive smells, but it's not going to work permanently. You know, and it sounds simple. You know, people think that, oh, you know, it's just perception. And now when you have another consciousness starting to override yours, man, that's scary. That is scary as fucking. That's happened to me a couple of times during this entire situation. know, and the scary thing about it is one misstep, you're fucked. The way these things were able to compromise me is I would figure out where they were at, like the 2 roach attachments. Now, the minute I acknowledge them, I feel something coming into my nose. That lived in my nose. So the minute I would try to figure out where they're at, you know, by breathing and all of that, I could hear them. I would remove something thinking that's what was tying them as an attachment to me. And next thing I know, they would be able to get into my soul somehow through that. The spiritual ignorance that nobody would be able to fucking guess. This shit is like the spiritual fucking equivalent of Saul. Like early this morning, see, they put entity attachments on you. Okay. They put an entity attachment. Palinumbre, one of the entity attachments, put one entity attachment on top of my crown chakra, in the middle of it. So when I removed it, all of a sudden Eden started coming into the back of my head through my pineal gland. It started scratching at me and tearing at the back of my head, and I can literally fucking feel it. You know, it's torturous. It's a form of highly advanced spiritual astral plane type fucking torture. They do shit like that to you so that they keep their entity attachments on you and be able to either energy harvest off of or kill you ultimately. That's the type of shit that I'm fucking dealing with. Complex, highly complex, evil shit like that. Very pure evil shit. The first person in my original timeline to condemn me to the Roach realm was Baron Samedi. That's how I became connected to it. It was the original Baron Samedi. The one in this timeline that I'm currently in was actually a very nice man. I saw him yesterday. Very nice man. He couldn't do much for me because he said I'm up against some very evil fucking people and some very evil spirits. But that's how David Reinas works, his higher self. He keeps creating them through his consciousness. That's why his consciousness has got to fucking go. And get rid of his entity attachments. Baron Samedi was the first to put this shit on me. Eden was actually originally a higher self of mine that went into the Roach realm to try to find where I was located at so that she could rescue me. I can hear them intimidating me right now. You know, after I mentioned my ancestor, Hamish, I can hear them talking about he'll never be rescued, blah, 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 blah. It's hard to tune these things out when you're tuned into them. With that being said, the way the curse of the Roach realm works is they energy harvest off of you relentlessly. Can't find your shit in the astral plane with these fucking things. Your blessings get taken from you, all of that. Now I'm gonna leave you with this. Hold on a second. I feel them just, you know, they're using the power of my own fucking energy and consciousness against me, putting entity attachments in me right now as I talk. The Roach realm has got to go. And I'm going to tell you why. These roach spirits constantly talk of a man, a Native American man who succumbed to this curse. And he was never compromised like I was, but they keep telling me divergent stories. On one end, they tell me that he wasn't able to get them out of his head. And then on the other end, they say that his ancestors made it to where they couldn't get within 10 feet of the person. So these things will mostly tell you the truth, but they're also big on lying because they like to feed off of people, both in the astral realm as well as in the physical plane. They're very, very greedy, and they're hungry for your consciousness. With that being said, this man within 10 months was able to defeat the curse, they tell me. But the Reinas never gave up on him. And they kept on to the point where they killed the man in his sleep finally. They used alcohol to do it. Next thing you know, the man ended up in the Roach realm. I was told that David Reinas has a penchant for harassing people and fucking with people who drink and do drugs, even though he does the same. That being said, the key to defeating the Reinas is to get them back. Destroy them completely, because they're never going to stop, as well as the entity attachments. The entity attachment machine is in their fucking head. You have to get to the source. Use the energy signature to find out where they are in the astral plane as well as in the physical. Pull their consciousness right out, put an entity attachment in there that's designed to keep them from creating any more consciousness before it gets as bad as me. Now, I'm going to give you a clue. They don't like you going after their kids. With that being said, have a good day.